I can't. I can't right now. This is, Hello everybody, my name is Jenna and today I am filming a hashtag finale talk. I am going to be talking about the Once Upon a Time Season 6A finale, which I have just finished watching literally 5 minutes ago. So now I'm sitting down to film this and I've spent the past 5 minutes walking around my house going, I can't, because what I just saw was incredible. It was so good. I loved everything about it. So many twists, so many turns, so many oh my god, WTF sort of moments. So I'm gonna break those ones down for you right here. Very obviously, this hashtag finale talk is going to contain spoilers for all of season 6 and probably all, well, when I say all of season 6, I mean all the episodes that are out so far, and also all of seasons 1 to 5. So if you haven't watched seasons 1 to 5, what are you doing with your life? Go and watch it. This show is amazing. And if you haven't yet seen the season 6 finale, definitely don't yet watch my video because I am definitely going to be spoiling things. So basically what I'm going to be doing is I have a recap up on my phone and I'm just going to be kind of looking through that and sort of talking about the reveals of this episode, what I thought worked, what I thought didn't work. I'm also going to talk a little bit about season 6 just in general, because this season I think has felt a little bit slower from previous seasons, and I think that's because the previous seasons have all been sort of half seasons, so they've had like a story arc for one half of the season, then a different one for the second, which I think worked really, really well. However, I am so glad that they have stopped that. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this all sort of plays out. I think that everything about this episode was just building up for the next half of the season, which looks incredible, and I cannot believe I have to wait until March to see what happens next. I don't know how I'm going to cope, basically, but I mean, I could just like rewatch Once Upon a Time from beginning to now, because that is something I might actually do just because I love this show so much. It's so good. So talking a little bit about this season in general, I started off sort of writing down all my notes from how I felt from each episode, but I didn't really, I think I stopped after episode 7, but I mean, this season was like literal perfection so far. Bringing back the Evil Queen was probably the best decision they could have ever made. I am so glad that she was the villain for this half of the season and that she will continue to be a presence in the next half of the season, just because I think that by doing that they have opened up so many doors. They've definitely brought it right back to season 1. It is everything I could have hoped for. It just brought out a huge can of worms. I don't really know where I'm going with that sentence, but basically it was beautiful and I loved it. Another part of this season that I have really been enjoying is actually the Aladdin and Jasmine storyline. Now, one thing that I really love about this is that they've been there and that it's been sort of a constant sort of storyline that's been going on. We haven't really had many answers for it, and I get the feeling that we are hopefully going to see what happens next with them, because I'm really curious to see if they find Agrabah and what's going on with that, especially since I would love to see Jafar and I'd love to see more connections to Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, because of course we haven't really had any connections to Once Upon a Time in Wonderland for a really long time, and that really upsets me because I really enjoyed that show. I've also really enjoyed watching the Rumbell side of the story in this season. Rumbell has always been one of those couples who you just can't help but love, and this season they have just torn my heart out and stomped on it like 20 times. There are times that I think they're going to get back together, and then there are times where it's just not going to happen, and Gold just angers me, but then Belle is just so cute and I can't with them. I want them to be together so badly, but at the same time I understand why Belle is taking a break from him, but I can't help but want them together because they are just the cutest little couple. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about in this episode is I'm not really sure how the best way is going to be to do this. Maybe I'll just go like sort of from beginning of the episode to the end, because the end was full of so many twists and turns and it was just so good. So basically the first people that I want to talk about Emma and Regina mainly. I think they're probably the most important ones for me to talk about. So this episode sort of started with Emma. Of course, she found that red crusted jeweled sword that she thinks she can use to kill the Evil Queen, and of course she finds out that she can because she can cut her with it, and it was just a really oh my goodness sort of moment. But that's also the sword that's going to be used to kill her eventually, and I still maintain that Emma is not allowed to die, because without Emma there is no Once Upon a Time. I just feel like without Emma, without Regina, there is no Once Upon a Time, basically, because they are the best characters in my opinion. So Emma ends up sort of confronting Evil Queen, who of course has Aladdin as a genie, and Evil Queen wishes that Emma was never the savior, so Emma ends up trapped in a wish, which is kind of awesome in a way when you really sort of think about it. But of course the wish land is nothing like Storybrooke. It is where Emma was never the savior. So Snow and David are old, which is weird, and Henry is a knight or becoming a knight, and Emma is just like not a savior, and she's just a princess, and she's awful in that wish. So of course we got to see Regina. She jumped into the wish, which I thought was really, really awesome. When When Regina walked into the office and was like, I am you, I'm also the master of the lamp, and Aladdin's just like, yes, loopholes are the best, I love them. And then of course she jumps into the wish and helps Emma to sort of remember who she is, which I love. So the two of them were in the Wishland, and then they made a deal with Rumpel to get them home, which is something that we see in the last few minutes of the episode, which I will talk about a little bit later when I talk about the twists of the episode. The next couple of characters that I want to talk about, of course, are Hook and Henry and David. I guess they're kind of the only other characters really in this episode. It's funny, I didn't realize that Zelina wasn't in the episode until the very end of the episode when I watched the promo for next week. No, not next week, next March. I went, oh yeah, Zelina's a character and we didn't really see her in this episode. Oh, that's a shame. But I mean, it's also okay because I feel like Zelina wasn't really necessary for this episode, so I'm kind of glad that she wasn't in it, but I am looking forward to sort of seeing what she does in the coming episodes. But back to Hook and Henry and David. So David, he goes off on his own sometimes, and he definitely did that in this episode, and he went and he sort of was attacking Evil Queen, but he did it in such a way that he ended up getting the lamp from her, which was awesome. I was like clapping him and cheering him. I'm like, yes, David, woohoo, you did it, you outsmarted her. And then he goes and wastes his wish. I'm like, dude, wish for the Evil Queen's curse to be broken or something. Wish to get your wife back. No, that's fine, whatever. I mean, it's not like I would have done that. I understand why he did it though, because of course all wishes come with a price, just like all magic comes with a price, which is just, I'm sick of hearing that, but I can understand why it's a thing. But it was a little bit disappointing when he didn't use the wish to save his wife. I suppose the only other characters really that I need to talk about are Belle and Rumpel. Of course, I can understand why Belle is devastated. She of course sent Gideon off with Mother Superior in the last episode, which was devastating to watch. I mean, that was a really upsetting episode and sort of a really upsetting time, especially when you find out that Gold is not the one who dosed the tea with the potion, it was the Evil Queen. So he really didn't want to speed up her pregnancy, but of course it happened, and now they've both lost Gideon, and it's just really sad. And then of course to see Gold say that he couldn't find their son, that was just sort of like a hold on a second, what? Sort of moment. And then having her call Mother Superior and finding out that, you know, something actually did happen to them. So that was also upsetting. Pretty much a lot of this episode was just upsetting. I found that a lot of the episode was very much like I wasn't really sure what was going on, and then it would have been about the last 5 minutes where everything kind of clicked into place and I went, oh my goodness, what? So I absolutely loved the time that we spent in this alternate sort of wish enchanted forest. I thought it was really, really awesome. I loved seeing Regina be Evil Queen again in almost the exact same way that she did it in the first episode and in the pilot, but you could tell that her heart wasn't sort of completely in it. And then of course when they were at their sort of fortress sort of thing and Emma came up and Emma's just like groveling, giving her this key, Regina's like, are you serious? That is 100% not what I wanted from you. Like, oh my god, stop. That just angered me. Like, Emma has been the savior for so long, and to see her just like crying and begging Regina was just awful, and I hated every second of it. But it's okay because it worked, and Regina was able to wake Emma up, and then the two of them went to the lake to meet up with Rumpelstiltskin, so that was cool. So the twists and turns that we got in this episode, I kind of saw a few of them coming, like not straight away. I didn't like straight away see them coming, but I did sort of figure out halfway through the episode sort of what was going on. So I think the first one that I want to talk about is Rumpel and Belle with their baby. So obviously, like I said, Mother Superior has been ambushed by someone, and it's like, oh, who did I say ambushed? I meant ambushed, whatever it was that I said. Basically, it's like, oh, who has she been ambushed by? Why can't I say that word? Who has she been ambushed by? And then of course she goes, oh, the Black Fairy, and it's like, well, good one, Rumpel. Your mother is just a horrible person. But I mean, you kind of saw that coming, because why else would they introduce the Black Fairy earlier on and introduce her and have her be Rumpel's mother? But then as soon as Rumpel sort of starts talking about the fact that time runs differently there and everything is different and all these things being different. As soon as I heard that, I went, oh my goodness, Morpheus, the god of dreams, the guy that Belle has been seeing in those dreams all this time, that's who their son is going to turn into. And I just had this feeling that was what was going to happen. And as soon as he said that, I just knew that he was going to sort of show up at some point. And then what do you know? The hooded figure walks through the door and takes off his hood and is like, hello mother, hello father. I was like, oh my god, yes, but also what? So apparently Gideon is destined to be Emma's killer. I'm glad it's not Regina, but what? I mean, what does Gideon have to do with literally anything? I think it's really interesting, and I think that Belle is definitely going to fight really hard to save her son. I think she's going to blame herself at times. I think she's going to blame Rumpel. I think that the two of them working together to save their son, because they're going to need to try and save their son, I think that's definitely going to bring them together, which makes me super, super happy because I love Ron Bell. They're one of my favorite couples on the show. I'm really upset that Snow and David didn't sort of get worked out. You would think that now that the evil queen is a snake, I mean, that's literally the first thing that Gideon did when he showed up in town, was he made the evil queen a snake because she got what she deserved. I mean, no one deserves to be turned into a snake, but if anyone did, I suppose that would be the evil queen. Technically because she is such a snake, because she's so snake-like. So that really upset me. I really hope that they sort of figure that out soon enough. We know from Emma's vision that the two of them are awake and running towards her, so I really hope that happens at some point. And another thing I'm really, really, really hoping that happens next season is I want to see what happens in Agrabah. I didn't think I would. I thought I was gonna sort of hate that, but now I'm really intrigued because those two have left, they're in Agrabah, and I'm like, Alan goes, you'll see us again. Yes, but when? Are you supposed to be helping us? Are you not helping us? Because all you've done so far is mess stuff up. Like, seriously. If Aladdin hadn't been there, and if Aladdin hadn't become the genie, Evil Queen wouldn't have been able to send Emma and Regina, well, not so much Regina, well yeah, Emma and Regina wouldn't have been able to send them into the alternate wish timeline, which they are still in because they wasted their chance with the magic bean, because this show likes to rip my heart out and stomp all over it, because at the very end of this episode, the last thing we see, they're about to jump into the portal and out comes a bow and arrow, and it's Robin Hood. It's Robin Hood. He has brown hair, which is a little odd. It's a lot darker than it was last season, but it's Robin Hood, and he's alive in this Wish universe. He's not coming back properly. He's not a vision to help Regina move on. No, he's a real fake person who is going to confuse Regina, and even though she knows that he's not real, she believes it, and now they're stuck in that Wish universe until they can get a magic bean to get them home. But Robin, I mean, part of me really wants Robin and Regina to, rekindle a relationship, start that all up again. But then Regina's going to be heartbroken again when she finally leaves the Wish place, unless Robin can go with her, which is super not a healthy relationship, at all. That would be the most unhealthy thing ever. But I would really like it, and I think all the Outlaw Queen supporters on the internet are going to be freaking out right now, because last season they ruined everything by killing him, and now they're bringing him back, but not really, and I can't with this show. All in all, I think I'm going to, I can't remember if I actually rate episodes, but I'm going to rate this one. I'm only going to rate it, I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 stars, because this season has been really good. I'm really, really impressed with this season, how it's been going. Like I said, I'm really, really glad that they've stopped doing the half seasons. While I did really enjoy them, I think that the full seasons are so much richer and full of so much more stuff. They can definitely go into more detail with all these things, and I think that this season has been very character driven. It's been very character driven in the family sense, what with Snow and David in the whole, curse thing. Henry and Hook and Emma sort of trying to come together as a family. I think Hook and Emma might be getting married in the next half of the season, which is awesome. I'm definitely ready for them to tie the knot. Actually hasn't been that long, but it's so weird to think that Emma started off the series as this normal girl from Boston, and now she's getting married, in a relationship with Captain Hook from the Peter Pan. So when you think of it like that, that's weird, but that's why I love this show. So yes, I think the things that I definitely want from next season, I want the curse to be broken on Snow and David. I want Regina and Emma to get back. I want Emma to not die. I want Belle and Rumpel back together and to be able to save their son. I want to find out what happens in Agrabah, but mostly I want an answer to what's going to happen with this Robin Hood thing. This show killed me. It kills me a lot. I love this show. If you haven't seen it, definitely watch it. It's definitely worth it. Thank you everybody for watching my hashtag finale talk. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I love being able to just sit after I've watched a finale and just talk to a camera about it because none of my friends watch any of these shows, so I am always stuck talking to myself or to a camera, and at least if I talk to a camera, it's not as weird. I'm still a little bit weird, but not as weird. Let me know in the comment section below if you watched Once Upon a Time and what you thought of this season. I would love to know. Personally, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fantastic. I loved everything about it. The fact that we are back to our season 1 roots, the fact that the evil queen was the villain, the fact that Robin Hood is back, that one is very exciting. I'm very happy about that. I'm very happy about that. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing. Stay random. Bye.